Shalom, most high in Christ bless. Welcome to another edition of 15 Minutes with the Captains. Today you got Captain Emmanuel of IUIC Arkansas, and today we're going to talk about 5 keys of discipline. I ain't saying these the only 5, but these may be the top 5. All right? But let's open up with Wisdom of Solomon 6, verse 17. Let's open up with that right there.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 17.
Come on.
For the very true beginning of her is the desire of discipline.
The her there is wisdom. And when you read verse 20, it says wisdom brings you to a kingdom. That's what we all want, right? So the beginning of that is the desire of discipline. Discipline is something that we all should, not even should, but need to desire. All right? Go ahead.
And the care of discipline is love.
All right, so let's deal with 5 keys of discipline. All right, we're going to deal with consistency, self-control, clarity, accountability, and structure. All right, so with consistency in terms of what we're going to talk about is showing up and doing the work even when you don't feel like it. That's true consistency. Let's get Proverbs chapter 8, verse 34. So the emphasis is, of course, spiritual, because that's where everything starts. And that's the standard that the Lord has for us in the scriptures, right? So read what you got.
Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 34.
Come on.
Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates.
And this is wisdom speaking in first person. Blessed is the man that heareth wisdom and watcheth what?
Daily at my gates.
Watcheth daily at my gates. Some of us, a lot of us, we have good days. We have hot streaks. Like, damn, that day, that brother was on point. That day, them couple days, he was in the spirit. She was on a roll. But the Bible sets the standard of a daily thing dealing with wisdom, right? That's why SPA, double understood Bishop Nathaniel, was studying, praying, and applying. There is literally a numerical standard that's established for the nation. Studying 4 chapters a day. Pray 3 times a day. It's Psalms 55:17. Daniel did it in Daniel chapter 6. It's written for your learning, right? In application. That's why the Bible says, don't forsake the assembly thereof. Exhort one another daily. When you are like in Acts 2, they gathered together daily from house to house. You understand? And through that consistency, what happened? The Lord added souls to the church. That's what the Lord wants to see from us spiritually. That is the standard. He wants to see a pattern of good works. You understand? Even when you don't feel like it. Guess what? The Lord don't give a damn about our feelings. And a lot of times, and if you know, you know, this is true. When you don't feel like doing something, but you do it anyway, a lot of times that be the most rewarding feeling after you have done it. You be like, damn, I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad I ain't listened to my wicked self. That inner BAN within. I ain't let them win. I got my ass up and got it in. You understand? For real. Spirit for the win. All right? And that's what the Lord looking for. Consistency. That's the first key of discipline. All right? So, the next key of discipline. Self-control. Self-control going into what? Resisting impulses and staying focused on long-term goals. All right? Sirach chapter 7 and verse 36. This is a heavy one right here. Read that.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 7 and verse 36.
Come on.
Whatsoever thou takest in hand.
Whatever you take in your hand. What we take in our hand the most? Every damn thing. This damn device right here. You understand? Along with many other things. But whatever you take in your hand, go ahead.
Remember the end.
Do what?
Remember the end.
So whether it's responsibility, a task, a book, or a recreational device or activity, or whatever the case, whatever it is, remember the end. What's going to be the benefit from it? You know, if you read, you build your spirit. You're watering the root of Christ within you to bear forth fruits of the Spirit. You understand? It's going to contribute to godly conversation, which is 2 Peter. He said that'll be all we involved in for when Christ come back to get out that fire. All manner of godly conversation. You understand? There is so many benefits to the end result of you choosing to read the Bible. You choosing to pick up the phone and call their brother and sister to get in the scriptures. You calling your officer, your leadership, or whoever to get more involved, to find an office to put your hand to the plow. It's so many benefits in the end of choosing that. But if you take your phone in your hand, you be like, let me scroll on Instagram. For a lot of us, that usually ends up and you looking at some profiles and clicking some links, and now your ass watching porn. You understand?
Damn.
Your ass watching dumb rap videos.
Hey,
your ass watching damn stupid. You're coveting. You're coveting the wicked. You're envying the life of people who not keeping God's commandments, and you find yourself depressed and confused. You don't know where you want to be in life. You don't know if you want to be somewhere with Moneybag Yo and Lil Baby or whoever, or if you want to be at the leadership table. You don't know what your goals is. The hell is this? For real. So you got to remember what's going to be the end of me choosing this activity. What's going to be the end? Go in.
Remember the end, and thou shalt never do amiss.
If you stop to consider what's going to be the end result of me doing this, if you stop to consider that, that's going to stop you from doing the dumb shit that always hinder you and that you always end up in a slump about. You understand? If you was to stop and consider before you chose the foolishness, you would never choose the foolishness. And you would always choose to do things that would somehow profit you in the end. You understand? That is true self-control. The ability to tell yourself no and the capability of doing something productive. You understand? That's self-control right there. All right? So, that's a major key of discipline. The next one, clarity. What do we mean by clarity? Clarity in this context is knowing exactly what you want and why you're doing it. Go to Psalm 112 and verse 7. A lot of times, brothers and sisters just be in limbo. You don't know what the hell you want to do. Your goals ain't clear. You don't have a true plan in sight. Your vision is not established. But the good man, according to the Bible in Psalms 112, that's who it's talking about. Let's see how the good man or the good woman thinks. Read what you got.
The book of Psalms, chapter 112, verse 7.
Come on.
He shall not be afraid of evil tidings.
Right. You're not going to be afraid. Because every time you're trying to do something good, it's always going to be some type of resistance. Right? Somebody telling you, nah, I did that before, bro. I tried that. That ain't going to work. Nah, bro, that ain't the way to go. You can actually do this instead. You know what? They ain't even allowing that no more. You can't even go and get, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be worried about that. Why? Read.
His heart is fixed.
Your heart is fixed. You know what that means? That's like fixed income. Somebody on fixed income, that amount that they get every month is the amount that they get every month. It's never changing. You understand? When your heart is fixed, that means your mind is made up. You determined. Now, don't give a damn what the hell nobody talking about. This what the hell I'm going to do, period. And I'm not
That's
taking
right.
no for an answer. Come on.
Trusting in the Lord.
Why?
Trusting in the Lord.
Because you trust in the Lord. Read on.
His heart is established.
Your mind is what?
His heart is established.
And that be a lot of our problem. I think I kind of want to do this, and yesterday I really, but now you ain't, your heart not established. The Lord said a good man's heart is established. Come on.
He shall not be afraid until he see his desire upon his enemies.
That go back to that determination. You understand? I'm not letting up until the mission is complete. If you know exactly what that mission is, that way every move can be more and more intentional. All right? With intentional moves come accomplishments and milestones. You understand? That's an element, a major key of discipline. You need that clarity. Stop being in limbo. You don't know what the hell what you really got going on. All right? Next one. Accountability. Woo! Shout out to my sisters. All right? But this is for all of us. All right, accountability. And us dealing with accountability, we're talking about tracking your actions and owning your results. Give me Haggai 1 verse 4.
The book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 4.
Come on.
Is it time for you, O ye, to dwell in your sealed houses, and this house lie waste?
Right. This house is talking about, in context, the temple of the Lord that was supposed to be being rebuilt by the remnant that was allowed to return to rebuild it. But what was that remnant doing? They ass was on vacation. They were chilling in the crib. Come on.
Now therefore, thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Come on.
Consider your ways.
Do what?
Consider your ways.
Consider your ways. Because they had excuses. Well, a couple years ago, Darius, and a couple years ago, so they made a law that we couldn't, they stopped the funding. And no, what about right now, today? Lord said, consider your ways. Read on.
Ye have sown much and bring in little.
Right, you work, but it ain't enough. You ain't bringing in enough. Go ahead.
Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
Right, you not full as you should be. Come on.
Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
Come on.
Ye clothe you, but there is none warm.
You don't have enough clothing. Go ahead.
And he that earneth wages to put it into a bag with holes.
You getting money, but it's like it just go in one pocket and never come back out the pocket. It go through the pocket. The hell is this? What's going on? The bag never increase. I'm broke. So you gotta think. You hear that verse, you like, your first thought is excuses. You ain't, cause I ain't get this raise. And I tried, and I was applying, and the prices went up on this and that, and I got this ticket that came out of nowhere. What does God reply to all of that? Read.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
That's God's response to you, black man and black woman.
Do you understand
Consider
what I'm
your
saying?
way. Track your actions and own your results. It's you the reason why you with the dead end job. You the reason why you still in an apartment and not a house. You the reason why. Track your actions, own your results. All right? Take accountability. Get off here. Consider your ways. What are you doing or not doing that can change your results? That's accountability, brothers and sisters. Major key of discipline. And the final one we're going to deal with is structure. All right? Structure in terms of discipline is creating routines and environments that support your goals. 2 Ezra chapter 13 and verse 55. Come on.
2nd Esdras, chapter 13 and verse 55.
Look at what the Lord said to Esdras.
Thy life hast thou ordered in wisdom.
Thy life hast thou what?
Ordered in wisdom.
Thy life has thou ordered in wisdom. A lot of our lives, they have no order. You would take it one day at a time as just like, you don't know what, you ain't got no alarm clock. It is what it is. I went to sleep at 10:42, so I usually, my body wake me up about 7. Look at that. Cut it out. Cut it out. Ordering your life and wisdom is dealing with what? Prioritizing. Making routines, creating a schedule. You understand? Having increments of time where only this is allowed. You understand? Making sure you get this in and you get that in and so on and so forth. Not, I know I'm going to do it because I said I got to do it. No, this time is allotted for this and that. I put this in place for this and for that. I have objects and tools to remind me. I'm not just counting on my memory. You understand? There's order and structure to your life and wisdom. You understand? That's how we ought to be. Come on.
And has called understanding thy mother.
So that's what we got to do. We got to have structure. We got to order our lives in wisdom. Prioritize wisely. Set clear goals. Have that clarity. You understand? Take accountability. Make sure we keep track of what we're doing and why certain stuff ain't increasing. We got to take stock of those things. We got to control. Like, we can't just, tonight it's a cheat day. You got a cheat day every week. You ain't got no damn diet. The hell is this? You got a binge on Netflix night every week and you ain't.
Come on now, dog.
You understand? Inconsistency. All right? When you find what works, do what works and wax old in your work. You understand? Trust me, you're going to reap the rewards. All right? Those are 5 major keys of discipline. Lord's will, we could take heed to that, meditate on that, and build on that. All right? But with that, we say shalom.
Across the earth, the prophets move. From city streets to distant lands, the message is the same. Israel must rise. Through every quest, every journey, the truth spreads. No border can contain it. No distance can silence it. Our nation lives in every moment. In joy, we celebrate marriages. In sorrow, we honor our dead. On the Sabbath, we gather as one. Families rejoicing together, bound by the commandments of God. Yet are we tried. From the stones in Kenya to the hatred in Montana, we endure as a soldier of the Lord. And still, the mission expands. On the airwaves, on the screens, in every nation under heaven, Israel's voice is heard. We build our communities. We raise our children in royalty. We restore what was broken. We clean what was defiled. We show the world who we are. This is Israel united in Christ. Nation in motion. Nation endures.